Hi everybody, welcome back to Bearded Reef. My name's Ross. In today's video we're going to take a look at my weekly water change routine and maintenance on the Waterbox Peninsula Mini 15. Okay, so welcome back everybody. Like I said there, today's video we're going to take a look at my weekly maintenance routine, including my water change and so on this Waterbox Peninsula Mini 15. Now, as you may have noticed, I've not got the lights on yet. Filming this in the morning, that's when I usually do my water change, my maintenance and so on, so you're getting a rear glimpse of the tank with no lights on. This is just a personal preference for me. I prefer to try and do the maintenance before the lights come on. Don't like, interrupting things when the lights are on and everyone's happy, so I try and do my maintenance before the lights come on in the morning, and that way, it's not as bad, I think. So yeah, I'll show you quickly everything that's involved in my weekly maintenance. We'll go through all my filtration and so on. This is a video that a couple of people had asked for, so I just thought I would make this and see if anybody was interested. So I'll run through everything and we'll go from there. Now, I just want to say a massive thanks to everybody who's recently subscribed, everybody new that's joined the channel, and all the existing people that are still here. So massive thank you to everybody. Thanks for all the comments, the likes, the subscribes. It really does mean a lot. If you are watching the video and you haven't subscribed, if you could consider subscribing, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, we'll move on now and I'll start the process and we'll show you where we go. So, like I said, we'll take a look at this. This is what we're working with today. This is the tank, obviously no lights on, they're not came on yet. Like I say, it's earlier in the morning, so we'll try and get the water change and everything done before the lights come on. So we'll get everything laid out and I'll join you again in a second. Okay, so first things first, I've got two 10-litre buckets here. I got these from the garden centre. Just quite simple. I'm only doing 10% water change in my tank, so 10% bucket's perfect for that. So I've got this one which I've marked clean, and this one here which I mark as dirty. So I know tank water that I take out goes in this bucket here. Dirty, it always stays that way. The clean water that I make up goes in this one, which is the one that I put in the tank. Other than that, I've just got a toothbrush for cleaning some of the hard to reach bits. Turkey baster just for some agitation, and the siphon there. It's one of the self-priming siphons, so you don't end up with a mouthful of salty water. Little tub there just for taking out some of the filter floss as well. Okay, so first things first, we'll get some RODI water in here and we will start mixing up some salt water. So, like I say, I use the Aquati RODI unit. I'll show you that just now. So that's the Aquati RODI unit that I use. It's the 5-stage, 150 gallons per day version. And like I say, I keep that in that storage container. I take it out to the garden, plug it in the tap connector and make my water. So I do that in advance, so I've already got RODI water here. But yeah, that's the Aquati RODI unit. Now don't forget, if you do want to get an Aquati unit, if you use the code BeardedReef10, you'll get 10% off your order. And it is also free delivery as well, so go and check out the Aquati website and you can get your own RODI unit from there. Okay, so I've got this 10-litre container here. Ignore the fact it's got salt water written all over it. That was from before I started making my own water. So these are the containers I used before, which I then cleaned out, filled up with RODI water. So if I get my TDS pen here, switch that on and we'll just double check that it's all good. So yep, 0. RODI water is 0. That's what it should be. So that's good to go. Can't really do this one-handed, so I'll pour this into here and I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, so that's the RODI water in the bucket. Now I don't know if you'll notice, but I put a little black line on there just so that I've got exactly the same here on this bucket, which means that the water I take out is the same volume as the water I put back in. So what I'll do now, that water's only at room temperature, so I will take a heater and the little mixing pump that I've got, put it in there and try and get the water up to temperature. Okay, so the heater that I use for this is the Aqua Eco aquarium heater. Now, this is a 300 watt heater, which is way overkill for what I need for doing the water change. But all I do, don't know if you can see that there, I set that to 21 and a bit degrees, just kind of below 22, and that seems to heat the water up perfectly to what I run it at, which is 25.5. So that's where I go with this. So yeah, like I say, I'll get this set up and I'll come back to you. Okay, so there we have it. I have the little mixing pump in there. That's just one of the, I think it's the TMC water change pumps actually, that is. The heater's on the go, and I've got my temperature probe in there. So, as you see just now, temperature's sitting 15.9 degrees. So I need to wait for that to heat up a bit, then we'll look at getting the salt in. Now the salt that I use is the Tropic Marin Pro Reef salt. This is really good salt. One of the reasons that I love it is the fact that you can add this to here, and roughly about 20 minutes later, give or take, it's fully mixed, dissolved and fine. I like to leave it kind of half an hour before I add it, but like I say, it does only take 20 minutes to actually mix up. So really good, you don't have to mix your salt the days before and overnight and so on, you know, you can just mix it on the day. So like I say, we'll wait for this to get up to temperature and then we'll add some salt. Okay, so while we're waiting on the water to heat up, what I'll do is I'll take this jump guard off. Usually give this a bit of a wipe down, just a bit of a clean. So we'll do that. As you can see here, the light's got a bit of dust on it, so we'll take care of that in a minute. But what I like to do just while that's heating up is I'll go ahead and clean the glass. I use these Flipper Nano, this is the float one. You know, when you put the actual scraper side in the tank, it floats. So, like I say, you can just drop that in there and you don't need to worry about kind of, you know, where it goes and so on. So, we'll go ahead and attach that if we can. There we go. So, I'll just go ahead and clean the glass while I'm waiting on the water to heat up. Okay, so that's the inside, had a quick clean there just now. If you are going to clean the outside, what I would recommend is this stuff here. Now I just keep it in a little ball, but Fritz glass cleaner. This stuff is fantastic for the outside of the glass. We'll do that, but we'll do that at the end, so I'll show you that later. But that's what I use for the outside, and the flipper magnet obviously for the inside. Okay, so we'll take a look at mixing the salt here, and see how we get on. So yeah, this is the Tropic Marin Pro Reef salt that I use. Been using this for a while now. Doesn't look like it from the bag here, but it lasts forever. I only use about a cup at a time, but mixing my own salt water has been the best thing I've ever done with this tank. It's really stable now. Everything seems to be good. So I'll leave the cup in here, as you'll see. This doesn't come with, this is just a measuring cup that I had in the house. That's kind of the rough guesstimate of what I use every time, so I don't measure it out, you know, I eyeball it, add some, measure it and keep going that way. So just make sure you add in basically a little drop at a time, you know, you don't want to dump it all in one go, you want to give it time that the pump can mix it through. So I just gradually add it in, as you can see here. Like I say, the good thing with this salt is it only takes about 20 minutes to mix. Then I usually wait half an hour or so afterwards, and there's still no change, so I add it and then. So yeah, it works really well actually. It's not one of these ones you've got to mix 24 hours in advance and so on. So it's great for if you've got, you know, a quick water change needing done, then you can just mix up the salt there and then and add it in. So I really like this Tropic Marin Pro Reef salt. It's brilliant actually. So that should be there or thereabouts as much as what I need for this. We'll let it mix in, like I say, 20 minutes or so, and we'll check it again. So I just want to mention here, this is the Kraken Corals refractometer that I'm using. This is one that's been released recently. It's absolutely brilliant bit of kit, automatic, water resistant, as you can see there. You can buy this from krakencorals.co.uk. So the thing I love about this one is on the end here where you put the water in, there's the little flap with the LED in it. So that wee LED light adds up, so you don't have to ever look for a light source or anything. So I'll try and show you what it looks like just now. Obviously there's no water in this, so it's not going to look great, but you'll be able to see the kind of blue colour from it. It lights up blue really well, so I mean that's no daylight, that is just the LED, which is brilliant. So I'll show you in a minute with the water on it anyway, and you can take a look at it there and see what you think. But yeah, overall I think this is a brilliant bit of kit. If you don't already have one, I would definitely recommend go out and buying one. So let's test our water now. I'll give this a little clean just to make sure there's no salt residue from the last time. I do wash it with RODI once I'm finished, but I'll show you that in a second. So we'll take a sample of this water, add in 3 or 4 drops onto here, just make sure that it's a kind of even coverage as such, and close over the flap. Make sure it's all covered, and then all you do is press the button on the end for the light to come on, and I'll try and show you here. I might need to zoom into this a bit here to show you, just to see. So you can see there it's 1.025, that's perfect, that's exactly what I need. That's what my tank runs at, that's the mixture that I've got here, so that's perfect, really happy with that. Like I say, this is the way that I kind of clean it up afterwards. So I just take the cloth here, give it a quick wipe, get any of the salt water off it, and then I'll get the RODI bottle from the cupboard. This is one of these little, I think they're tattoo bottles or something they're called, just for washing things out. So just give it a little squeeze, RODI water off there, some in the flap, give that a little wipe off again, and give it a buff up, and that way you know there's not going to be any salt residue stuck on that afterwards. It's going to make your test different. So yeah, krakencorals.co.uk, grab yourself one of those, you will not regret it. Okay, so that is ready for the next step of the tank. So I'm going to switch off the ATO, switch off the return pump, and I'll switch off the heater. I'm going to leave the light on, and I'm going to leave the wave maker on, just to give a bit of flow in the tank when we're working on it, but I don't want to keep everything off. So that's the way I do it. It's entirely up to you what way you do it, but that's how I do mine. So we'll see where we can get going with this. That is us ready to start siphoning out the water now. So I'll grab the siphon here. Like I say, it's one of these self-priming siphons that I've got. So you basically just press the kind of blue bulb on the end of it a couple of times, and that sucks through the water, saves you having to put your mouth on it and get a mouthful of salty water, which nobody likes to do. So as you can see, that's it flowing there, just have to squeeze that blue bit and away it goes. So it's really easy to do. Again, these are just cheap siphons, I think they're £7 or £8 from Amazon. Pick up one of them, the flow rate from it's really good. Like I say, you don't have to put your mouth on it, so that's another bonus. And yeah, I siphon out 10 litres here, so it does go pretty quick, to be fair. It's quite a big diameter of hose, so it doesn't take long in the slightest. I don't clean my sand bed anymore, I just leave that as it is. I've got the conch working in there now, so the conch looks after the sand bed, I don't have to touch that at all. So that's a bit of a bonus for having the conch. If you don't have one of them, I would definitely recommend getting one, because they are brilliant. So yeah, as you can see, the level in this water is dropping quite quickly, bucket's filling up nicely. Doesn't take long at all, and it's probably the biggest part of this job actually, is the siphoning the water out. After that it's relatively easy to do everything else. As you can see, it's kind of a simple job this. If you've got anything that you do differently or think I should be doing differently, then let me know in the comments. Leave any comments you've got, I'll reply to them all, and I'll let you know my thoughts on your ideas. So that's just about full with this. I'll lift the top end out the tank here just to stop the flow of water. I cut the squeezes to make sure there's nothing in the hose, and we're good to go. So I'll fold this up, move it out of the way, and then I'll show you exactly how much water I've took out the tank here. Like I say, it's not a massive amount, it's maybe 20-25% I would say, but because I don't run a skimmer, that's how much I change every week. Works perfectly for me, seems to be really stable at that. Parameters all seem to be good. I don't have a heavy bioload in the tank, so it's not something that's going to be a massive issue, I don't think, but yeah, it seems to work really well. So I'm going to change the filter floss now. Like I done away with the filter sock that comes with the Waterbox tanks, and I got one of the Kraken Coral cups from krakencorals.co.uk. I use their cup in here, which just holds the filter floss in place. Use a couple of squares of filter floss in there, and just change it twice a week. I change it on a Wednesday and then once again at the weekend. Usually on a Sunday when I'm doing my water changes, but that's really as simple as that is. There's some max spec bio balls and some carbon in there as well. That's all the filtration I have. Like I said, I don't run a skimmer. And as you can see, the filter floss itself isn't actually that dirty. That's it been half a week, so you know, it's I wouldn't leave it for a full week, but it's perfectly alright to leave it for half a week there. So yeah, we'll change that out, add in some new bits. I do have some new pieces down in here that I've cut from a roll, so I just cut them to kind of square rectangular shapes so that I can fit them in there easier. So as you can see, these ones are kind of more rectangular shaped. The other ones I've got in the cupboard at the back here are kind of more square shaped. So it doesn't really matter what shape you cut them to as long as you fit them in okay. So I'll take 2 bits of this and we'll add them to the tank. Like I say, these are actually really good for filtration, just your normal filter floss. I don't have any sponge or anything in there, I took all them out. I don't have anything that came with the water box, it's all been removed, so it's much better just to try and use the filter floss. So you want to try and get it in evenly. Try to do that with one hand there, it wasn't that easy, but first bit in and then the second bit on top, and just try and even it out. Don't push in too much force, just enough to get the 2 pieces in. And that's my filtration. Works really well, really happy with that. So now that's changed, we will get some fresh water added in. Okay, so I'll switch off the pump and the heater in here first. I don't like working on anything live, so I'll switch them off and actually move the heater into the old water so that it's kept cool. So I don't pour my water in from the bucket, I use this little, it's like ½ litre measuring jug, and I just drop that in at a time now. I don't drop it from any great height, I just sit it in the water, which kind of saves your aquascape getting messed up, saves the sand getting messed up, doesn't kick up any of the crap at the bottom. So that's the way I do it, and it works really well. Okay, so that's the tank being filled back up again. Just have a quick look at the levels and everything, make sure everything is okay. Switch the return pump back on, so just double check that everything's good. All looks okay levels wise, so I'm happy with that. I'll switch back on the heater now. Now the water was at the same temperature anyway, so there's no great issue there. Heater's back on, controller's back on. It's just the ATO to go back on now, so once I'm happy with everything I'll switch that back on. So that's it back on now, and yeah, that's the tank pretty much done, good to go. Just got to have a quick go at the light and clean that up a bit, and that's really us, to be honest with you. There's not much more involved in that, it's really simple to do. So I gave the jump guard, it's the DD jump guard, I've got a bit of a clean. I'll put that back on again, just keeps it looking kind of nice. Sitting there. And we'll get to the light next. So as you can see, there's a bit of dust at the top of the light here, so you get a little tool with the light when you buy it from AI. It's like a mobile phone SIM card tool, so you just prise that in there, pop the top off the actual light itself, and I just give this a bit of a blast out with compressed air. Now I take that away from the tank to do it, so I'm not doing it over the tank. Got a little carton of compressed air in here that I just give a little blast out the way with. Takes all the dust from that kind of guard out the way, so it's not sucking it in the fan. I do this every week, just kind of keeps it clean, like I say. Then I clean the fan once a month. I take the fan off and give it a clean out. The exact same way as I'm doing here, but I just clean all the inside of the fan as well. So as you can see, it's not that bad just now. There's some dust on the edge of it, but I'll give the top of it a little wipe down, and good to go. So yeah, just clip this back on here, just pushes in like so, and then move it out of the way. I'll grab this cloth that I've got here and just give the top a little wipe, and that really is it, folks. It's really simple. That's my weekly maintenance on the water box. Doesn't take long at all to do, and looks good. The last thing I need to do here is the ATO reservoir. So it's just fresh RODI water for the auto top up. Uses 4 or 5 litres a week, so I'll just top this back up again, and that's us. Okay folks, so there we go. That is the overall maintenance really on the Waterbox Peninsula Mini 15. Really simple, doesn't take long. You can do that every week. Don't worry about not running a skimmer. Like I say, you do the water changes, everything's fine. Brilliant little tanks, great enjoyment. Like I said, that's me, I had 4 months out of this. enjoyed every minute of it. There's loads of ups and downs with it, but you know, as I've hopefully showed you here, the maintenance side of things is really easy as well. So if you are thinking of getting a Nano Reef tank, it doesn't have to be the water box, and the maintenance is similar regardless of what tank it is. So hopefully this has helped you out making that decision. I know a couple of people had asked, you know, what's involved in the maintenance of the tank and so on, what's involved in the weekly upkeep. I just wanted to show that side of things and show you what I do every week. So very, very simple. Yeah, that's really the end of the video. One more thing, I was going to show you how to clean the glass, but it's self-explanatory really. If anybody wants to know how to clean the glass, I can show them, but you just spray on the glass cleaner and give it a wipe. So that's really the only thing that's left. So that's it for this video. Once again, thanks very much to everybody who's watched. If you managed to watch all the way through to this, well done. You deserve a medal. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll answer every one of them. If you haven't already, if you could consider subscribing to the channel, that would be fantastic. Like I say, we are doing a giveaway soon, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming. And yeah, thanks very much to everybody who has already subscribed. You can also find me on Instagram at bearded.reef. If you search on there, you'll find me. You can drop a message on there if you want to. I'll reply to them as well. So yeah, once again, thanks very much to everybody for watching the video. Hope you're all doing well out there and things are getting back to normal soon. So take it easy, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.